Hi, I'm Kevin with the Chamber of Commerce, and our guest today is Rick Miller, owner of the Speedy Glass franchise here in Kindersley. And our subject today is customer service and how important it is to everybody. What's your take on that, Rick?
Well, customer service has now become a totally different type of animal with shopping online. I think the one thing that business really needs to focus on is to give the customer the reason to buy from them as opposed to thinking of doing it online.
Absolutely. Customer service, I've heard this from a fellow, said customer service is it's taking action to create value for somebody else. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, we fool ourselves our whole lifetime. We fool ourselves into thinking that we are doing what we think the customer wants, and we're not in their shoes, or we're not looking through their eyes. One of the most important things we need to do is to realize their customers' wants and needs. And when that happens, it's the epiphany of purchasing becomes the fact that they think of no one else when they're looking for something that you have for sale.
Right. If they've had a good experience with you, they're going to obviously want to come back and hopefully tell two friends and so on and so on.
For sure. I mean, it's like a restaurant. You may not eat at the same restaurant all the time, but if you really like it, you refer it.
Absolutely.
And it costs 7 times more to get a new customer in your door than it does to have a referred or have that same customer come in the door. So that helps you out as well.
Do you feel surveys help? Like if you were to ask your customers, what did you like best about working or doing business with us?
Surveys today are huge, especially online. When somebody gives you a Google 5-star review, people can look that up, especially a new customer can look that up and find out the best place to go for whatever. Kids today will look at the review, and that's again something that we never had to deal with before, and that's the new way of doing business.
And even new people, I think, coming to town, even passing through town, as I've heard people, they will Google a place, and you're right, and they will check on that rating, and if it's good, well, that's where they go.
Oh, exactly. Also, you talk to the kids today, 10 out of 10 of them know that product is in your store before they even come there. So they're looking online to find your product, and then they come to your store. That's the part of customer service that we as small business needs to really work hard on. Make sure that the customer knows what's in your building, because the browsing and the shopping today is different. It's different. They know what you've got before they go into your store.
And you're right, that's a huge difference. But before, they would come in and take a longer time to come in and see what you have. As far as customer service goes, though, what information do you glean from your customers so you can kind of work with them on their level?
Yeah, well, there's 4 different types of customers, and you need to know what each type wants. I say to anybody that's in business today, they can never stop reading on customer service or never stop trying to give the best service that they can do. Giving good service is a hard thing to do. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. It's something that has to be your whole team has to be customer service driven.
Absolutely.
And when you have that, you have an environment of having the same goal, which is total customer satisfaction. In my business, in Speedy Glass's business, they say that our customer comes to us once every 7 years on average. It seems like it's more than that around here, but it is. It's not that you can do business if your customer only comes in your door once every 7 years.
Right.
It's the referrals that you get, and like you were talking about the surveys and stuff that you get that put new people in your business on an ongoing basis. So.
And I think just for any business, I think just doing a little bit extra, going above and beyond, just a little bit. It may not seem a lot to you, but that can mean a lot to the customer.
Right.
I know with Speedy Glass, when you do a windshield or whatever repairs you do, you vacuum out the interior of the vehicle. That may not seem like a big deal to you, but to some customers that is a big deal. And they think, wow, was I ever treated nice? I want to go back there. They looked after me, and that's the feeling that people get.
There's no doubt that the end result, it really drives the customer satisfaction and the service. It's kind of funny how when you are totally customer driven, you're actually giving yourself on an ongoing basis the opportunity to do better every day, and ask yourself, could we do something better? Would this work? If we did this, would this work? Doing something as opposed to doing nothing. And today, customer service, I think, equals being in a good spot online. Customers are watching their pricing online.
Mm-hmm.
They are looking at your product and taking it and buying it online. And the only thing that is different between that and buying from you is your service. And that really is, that's the long and the short of that.
Well, like you said earlier, your whole team has to be in on it. It can't just be one or two people. Everybody has to have that customer service mentality. And that can be hard because you in some stores you're working with a lot of different personalities, and they all look at customer service just a little bit different. But as long as the main goal is there and to give the customer exactly what they want,
Right.
everybody should be happy.
You try as much as you can to get your team to make yourself feel good about giving great service.
Mm-hmm.
And not that the customer he gets great service, but you make yourself feel really good that you've given great service that day.
Right.
And when you do that, you increase the level of confidence in your people, and you increase the confidence for people to refer you.
Yes.
Because a referred customer should put you under pressure more than the actual customer.
True
Because
enough.
you're actually the person that referred you is the one that you are being held accountable to. Because if you perform poorly, the person that referred you will hear about it.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. Shoot, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry about that. I was just going to say now, sorry. Even if you're having a bad day, you cannot let the customer know that. The customer, in a sense, I don't mean to be rude, customer doesn't care about if you had a bad morning, if you stepped on a cat or your car wouldn't start or whatever. They just want to make sure that they're being taken care of properly.
Yeah.
And you're right, customer service can be hard at times, especially when you're feeling a little bit of stress.
yeah, and in today's environment, there's a lot of stress out there for business owners, as well as your customers.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of different stresses on them that weren't there a year ago. How do you deal with that? Well, I think you really need to put whatever you need to put in your backpack or the way you feel that day. Leave it at the door and do the best. Remember, you can have a bad day, but your customer can have a bad day too. And
That's
so it's not you, it can be them. And you just have to try to look through that and try once again to do the best you can at that particular point in time.
Do you feel there's any particular kind of training that's valuable for anybody who's in a customer service business?
Yeah, back in 2007, I was recognized by Belron Canada through they own Speedy to give the customer service seminars to all our managers, CSRs, people in the front end, regional managers for Western Canada, and they sent me away to a company called DevCom to be training on customer service. And then we went to the university, Simon Fraser University, to put together a program for all of Speedy in Canada. At that particular point in time, I thought I knew everything there was to know about customer service. looking at it differently and looking at it through the customer's eyes, doing something as opposed to doing nothing, hoping for the best is not the answer anymore.
Right.
Working to be the best is the answer. So there was a lot of different tricks that they taught me. I mentioned before the 4 different customer types,
Yes.
what they like and what they dislike. And there's always training available, and I truly believe that today you need to follow that up as much as possible. And because your competition, you don't even see, they're online.
True enough. So you've heard the old adage, the customer is king, or the customer is always right. How do you feel about that? You've been around the customers long enough, and as have I.
The customer is always the customer.
Right.
One thing you need to know as the customer is your boss.
Yes.
He's not always right, but he is your customer.
Yeah.
Because you're the professional. You know what you're doing, and you need to let the customer know on his level that you understand what he's saying to you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you understand that the customer is your boss and you need to take care of that situation. So in a sense, he's right in his mind, but in a sense, he is the customer, and we need to take care of the boss.
And like it or not, customers can fire us anytime they want, and they fire us by not shopping with us anymore or not referring us anymore. And a lot of customers in stores, they have a complaint, but they, for whatever reason, they don't want to let you know what it is, and they just don't come back, and you don't know why. How do you get around that, or can you?
Well, your last impression that you leave on them is probably the worst. Whenever you have a problem or a situation, you need to reach out to that customer, and you probably know what didn't work well. You were half an hour late with delivering whatever you were supposed to do. The product wasn't exactly as illustrated, which I want to mention that shopping online, 4 out of 5 times they say that the customer is not happy with the product that they received from shopping online.
That's a pretty high
Okay.
percentage.
So when that happens, that gives shopping local the high end, okay? So when somebody comes in and they're not happy, if you're astute and you're following it, you will notice that. And you can reach out to that customer the following day or a day after.
Right.
Don't let it linger on too long. If you want to take care of it, maybe try to take care of it before you get that rant,
bad review.
That
yeah.
bad review, yeah.
Yeah, that's because unfortunately sometimes we don't know we've done a bad job either until somebody says something. Like you said, maybe what they ordered wasn't in when we promised, or you said wrong color was delivered. I mean, who knows? It can be a myriad of reasons.
Yeah. You know what? Though 9 times out of 10, if you're watching your customer as well as you possibly can, you can feel that.
Yes.
You can feel that for sure.
And you have to have a quick a knowledge of reading people quickly and know exactly what's. It takes some experience, that's for sure. And I think you're pretty good at that from what I've known of you. You know, if someone comes in, if there's a problem, I want to get it fixed right now.
Yeah.
We're not waiting for this.
Well, you can't board a ship when it's going full steam ahead. So one of the things you need to do is to take that wind away. And you need to do that in a manner in which is quick and decisive, and you understand the situation that your customer is feeling at that
Absolutely.
particular point in time.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
We've covered a lot of things here today, Rick. Is there anything else you'd like to add to our discussion today, or?
Take some classes if you can on customer service. Read some books on customer service. Today, as I said, it was 2007 when I went into customer service, and mine is all in person customer service. So I'm not really up to date with the online customer service and what you need to do as a business to check to see if your customer is happy with what they purchased from you online. So I probably should get myself in a position to do that. But customer service, never fool yourself into thinking that it's easy. It's hard work. It's not something that just comes natural. It is hard work from you and your whole team, and address it on an ongoing basis. Never leave anything to chance, for sure.
Fair enough. And the Chamber of Commerce has a great selection of books on customer service. That stuff, again, is also available online. Thank you today, Rick, for coming out and for sitting down with us and showing us all about customer service. Thank
It's
you.
a start. Thank you.